So I've got something a bit different for you today, a brand new pair of earhook style true wireless earbuds that can actually transform into a hybrid neckband style as well. This is the AeroFit Pro from Soundcore, an open design earbud presenting an alternative to both the in-ear style and bone conduction earphones. Instead, the speaker sits just outside of your ear, this way prioritising comfort and sound quality, but still leaving your ears open for spatial awareness. I've also picked out what I think is the next best competitor in this space, Shokz OpenFit earbuds. I know these are quite popular right now. So this video will place the two head to head. I'll explain all of the differences and we'll determine which one is the best for sound quality, phone calls, workouts, and everything in between. So let's first compare the charging cases. They each have a similar matte textured finish, which gives them a sense of premium quality, at least a lot more so than most of the competitors. The Shokz case appears to be smaller but is actually thicker, so the fit in your pocket is overall quite similar. It uses a very strong magnetic lid design, and the earbuds store in a slightly unusual way that takes a bit of getting used to. Soundcore's case has a button mechanism. This helpfully serves as the Bluetooth pairing button as well, and is a bit quicker to get the earbud stored. To start pairing mode on the Shokz OpenFit, you have to press and hold the touchpads when the earbuds are sat in the case, so Soundcore makes this a bit easier. I do like that the Shokz case has a separate LED inside for the battery level of the earbuds, as well as the external one for the case. So on the whole, there's really not much in it, but I think Soundcore's is a bit easier to use. With the earbud design, there's quite a big difference, the most obvious one being the size. They're each made of a plastic and silicone blend and do a good job of feeling quite premium but without using overly heavy materials. There's no clear winner in terms of the build quality. You also wear each of them in the same way, simply rotating them into place over your ear for quick and easy positioning. As for which you think looks better, well, there's really nothing objective about that. It's all personal choice. I prefer the rectangular shape of the OpenFit earbuds myself, but more important to me is how these fit and function. So one aspect of that is comfort. Soundcore's AeroFit Pro are clearly a bigger and heavier earbud and therefore not quite as comfortable. Now, I would actually still describe these as very comfortable overall. I wore both for prolonged periods of time, even an entire day, and only towards the end did I start to notice some discomfort at the top of my ear. It's one of the great benefits of this open style compared to an in-ear earbud, just how long you're able to wear these comfortably, and they both do a great job with this. I mostly just forgot I was even wearing them, and you can wear both under crash helmets and also with glasses, and it's no problem at all. But Shoksz's smaller and lighter design does mean it's the comfort winner. It's more discreet, giving a shallower profile in the ear hooks are much thinner, and I could wear these for longer without my ears getting irritated. Another important aspect though is how secure the fit is, and for this I think Soundcore wins. Not only does the extra weight help to anchor these in place, but the shape of the earbud means they sit slightly into the concha of my ear, which further stabilises them. The OpenFit earbuds in comparison are lighter and don't really have anything to grab onto, and whilst they don't exactly bounce around when I'm running for example, Soundcore's earbuds do stay more still and securely in place. Of course this will vary depending on your particular ear shape. A further benefit though is the detachable neckband. This is essentially a fabric-coated titanium wire, so it's ultra lightweight but also sturdy, and you simply snap this onto each of the earbuds to transform them into a neckband style pair instead. The band has a good range of adjustment to suit all head sizes and gives an added layer of stability, or is simply just a way you can take the earbuds off and hang them around your neck at the end of a workout. Now I'll be honest and say that I prefer the completely wire-free life myself, but it's a really interesting concept to make this detachable. It then just becomes another option for users if they want it. Obviously you don't have to use these for workouts, so maybe stability isn't a priority for you. But I think lots of people will use these for sports, so I wanted to point out the difference with the fit. There's also a difference in the control system, so we have a physical button control at the top of each of the AeroFit Pros. It's quite small but has turned out to be easy to locate and press each time, and often people do prefer an actual button to press with this type of earbud, especially mid-workout or if you're wearing gloves in winter. The Shokz OpenFit have a touchpad on each earbud, but this has actually been very responsive. There's a large touch area and it works just fine even if you've got wet or sweaty hands. Two issues I have with both of them is number one, no wearing detection, so no auto pause and play, and secondly, the customization is quite limited, but Soundcore has an edge here. Shokz only give you a double tap and a tap and hold gesture, plus the control customization comes in set pairs of controls. Soundcore offers 3 gestures, a single, double, and triple press, plus you can individually set the left and right sides, so the control options are a lot more flexible. I really wish they'd each add more gestures, and the lack of wearing detection is a real shame, because you have to use up one of those precious control spots for play-pause. The customization for these controls is found in the respective companion apps, which for Shokz is very feature-light. The interface is great, very clean and intuitive, there's good battery tracking, EQ options, and a toggle for the multi-point pairing. You can read a user guide here and update the software, but otherwise, that's it. Soundcore's app offers all of that as well, but with some additional features on top. So you also get a sound mode toggle, that's for engaging the high-res LDAC codec. You can also adjust the volume balance for the left and right sides. That's actually really useful if you have better hearing out of one ear. There's also a Find My Earbuds feature, you can adjust the automatic power off time for battery saving, and finally an automatic volume adjustment feature. This is quite interesting and is supposed to adjust the volume based on the noise in your environment, saving you from having to manually adjust it. Unfortunately, with my testing, the volume level was a bit too low for my liking when using this, so I left this feature turned off. But you can see that Soundcore offers a lot more with their companion app. Comparing the specs side by side, Soundcore has the upper hand with the latest Bluetooth 5.3, whilst Shokz only offer 5.2. I noticed the range wasn't as good with the OpenFit earbuds, they disconnected when I went downstairs and into my garage, Soundcore's didn't. And there was also a small amount of latency when connected to Android devices. It wasn't at a deal breaker level per se, but that could be important if you plan on using these for watching videos. Both offer multipoint, which is nice, though sadly no fast pairing options, and each offers the SBC and AAC codecs. The AeroFit Pro also offer LDAC for high-res listening, but I'll be honest, in a device like this I really don't think it matters, since you don't get an immersive, isolated listening experience to hear that extra nuanced detail the codec might offer. I guess the option is nice, but I'm personally leaving this off to take advantage of longer battery life and the multipoint feature. For durability, we get an IPX5 rating with the AeroFit Pro versus IP54 for the OpenFit earbuds, so a bit of a shame that neither of these offers full waterproofing, but this might come down to personal preference as to which you think is better. Personally, I'd rather have the extra water protection of IPX5. The terminology of IPX4 suggests that might not be quite enough to cover a heavy downpour of rain, which I definitely want living here in Britain. I'd prioritise that over the dust protection, but you really could argue either way. What's undisputed though is the battery life. Soundcore gets an impressive 14 hours of listening per charge and then 46 in total with the case. That's twice as much as Shoksz's 7-hour battery, so a substantial difference there. Both offer a fast charge feature, but there's sadly no wireless charging for the cases, which I was surprised at. With both models you can use either earbud on its own, and there are mics on both sides so you're free to put one earbud back in the case. But here's an important difference, only Soundcore switches to mono audio when you're using just one earbud. Shokz claimed to offer mono audio, but I tested this out and that wasn't the case, so that's something to be aware of.
So we'll do the mic test now, starting with Soundcore's AeroFit Pro, and I have to say I was really impressed with both of these. Even when making phone calls next to loud passing traffic, they did a really good job of isolating the voice and making it come through loud and clear. So if you want to use either of these for making phone calls, they'd both make a really good option. If I had to pick a winner though, then I would give it to Shokz OpenFit earbuds, just because my voice seemed to be a bit clearer. The thing with Soundcore's voice isolation is that it can be a little bit aggressive, so sometimes that works really well, but other times it can muffle your voice. Whereas with these, sometimes they let in more background noise, but overall your voice tends to be a bit clearer. So it's very close, but I would give the win to Shokz OpenFit earbuds.
And finally, let's talk about the sound quality. The key difference comes from the huge 16mm drivers in Soundcore's AeroFit Pro versus the smaller ones in Shokz OpenFit. The Pros are able to produce a wider range of bass frequencies, and in an open design earbud like these, that is very important since that's what tends to be lacking. It's not just deeper, but they're more controlled too. You can hear a sort of distortion with the OpenFit earbuds in bass-heavy songs. It's like the drivers can't quite handle it. Soundcore also offers more detailed treble and a much greater range of control over the sound with the EQ options. I mean, first of all, it's an 8-band EQ versus 5, but when you're changing the sound with the Shokz earbuds, it just seems as though all of those adjustments operate within a much smaller range. There's less you're able to tweak with the sound, whereas you can even push the treble up too high with the AeroFit Pros. Now, what I will say for the Shokz OpenFit is that they have a really nicely balanced sound. It's smooth and clean, and the mids are arguably a bit better. I think Soundcore has more of a V-shaped tuning. They also have a louder max volume, and this could be important with this style of earbud since they obviously allow the outside noise to filter in as well, and you want to be able to hear your music. Fortunately, Soundcore's earbuds also get plenty loud enough for outdoor use. I had no issues there, but Shokz are louder. For those people who care about sound leakage, obviously that can be an issue with either of these since the sound isn't isolated inside your ear canal like an in-ear earbud. It all depends on how loud you set the volume, though I did find the Shokz earbuds leaked slightly less, and I think that's because the speaker grill sits closer to your ear. I'd also point out that the default tuning for the AeroFit Pro, Soundcore's signature EQ, is not great. I got a considerably clearer and more detailed sound with a custom EQ, and it sounded far better. Shokz could also do with a slight tweak from the stock settings, a little V-shape helps, but it's not as drastic a difference. Soundcore also offers spatial audio here with dynamic head tracking. It's one of the EQ options. It's not one of the better spatial audio features I've tested, to be perfectly honest. You don't get the smoothest head tracking here, and I don't think the sound quality is quite good enough for music. But it is a cool experience to try out with movies, and a surprising addition, especially with this type of earbud. Overall, I think Soundcore has an edge for sound quality, and it's mostly because of that bass response. I would say that both of these sound pretty good as far as open earbuds go. Many really struggle with the sound quality, but these are strong contenders. Soundcore's AeroFit Pro come in at $170, whilst the Shokz OpenFit retail for $180. So I don't think there's enough in it there price-wise to call it. It's going to come down to which one best suits your particular needs. This is how they compare side by side as a summary, and you could certainly make an argument for both. Shokz are the lighter, more comfortable option with touch controls, the better mic quality, and louder max volume, whereas Soundcore offers superior battery and connectivity specs, button controls, and better sound quality. I'd personally go for the AeroFit Pro, mainly because I find the fit slightly more secure in my ears, and I like to use this type of earbud for workouts, especially when outdoors. I also wanted to mention that there's actually a cheaper, non-pro version of Soundcore's earbuds available too. They have a smaller, lighter design and actually offer full waterproofing. There are trade-offs such as the battery life and sound quality, so let me know if you'd want to hear more about this model because I've been testing those out as well. So what do you think? Which one of these was your favourite? If you're interested in seeing more of this type of earbud in general, then do let me know because I've tested quite a few really good options recently, and I'll happily do a big roundup of all the best entries if that's something you'd want to see. If you found this video helpful, then please give it a like. My goal here was to try to answer any questions you may have, so if I haven't done that, then do leave a comment and I'll do my best to help you. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon so you get notified when new videos go live. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.